For more on all this, Kellyanne Conway, a former senior advisor to President Trump and a Fox News contributor. I just want to show everybody, to remind everyone about Letitia James planning all of this back in 2018. Watch here.
I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the
We need to focus on Donald Trump and his abuses. It's important that everyone understand that the days of Donald Trump are coming to an end.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
All right, Kellyanne Conway, I was surprised to understand that somebody has to put up a bond before they can appeal. I now have been educated on that. I understand that a little bit more. Why do you think 30 insurance companies, though, have turned him down?
Well, it does show a good faith effort, Dana and Bill, on President Trump's part to try to secure the bond. And I think it's largely because these companies, as I understand it, usually want liquid assets, marketable securities, for example, as collateral, not real estate. And we know that, I'm glad you showed Letitia James. I think it's incredibly important to see that this was not one slip of the tongue in one interview on the fly. This was a deliberate effort to take down President Trump. If you can't beat him at the polls, if you can't prosecute him in other cases, then you try to bankrupt him. Now, look, these bonds do happen, but I was reading from a bond expert just this morning that they conventionally happen when you're dealing with a public company, not a private company, and certainly not an individual, a bond of this size. So, and again, the president has made a good faith effort. Also, I just want to go back to some things that he has said very recently, which is he should have been in the commercial division. He should have had a jury of his peers. He should be allowed to appeal. He's also saying, can I give you $100 million of the outrageously excessive $454 million? And she has said no. She's not been reasonable at any turn. This is someone who is politically motivated, not legally motivated, in AG Letitia James, and also the judge himself, for there not to be a jury of his peers and for this judge to have valued Mar-a-Lago at $18 million, the Doral Country Club and properties at a much lower number than they're clearly worth, and then to go on and say, but we have to disgorge your ill-gotten gains, quote unquote, and therefore you can afford this when he's trying to value some of his major properties much lower than they are. It actually makes no sense, and I think his people actually have a good case on appeal.
Okay, we'll see where it goes from there. Andy McCarthy said we're a long way from getting this thing settled. That's what he said last hour. Yes. Barack Obama was meeting with the UK Prime Minister. No big deal, former president having a high-level meeting. But you've got that, and you've got the Axios headline from Monday that says Obama would be jealous how Biden's rivalry with his ex-boss shapes his presidency. Then they give this quote: the Obama people thought Biden would suck as president. They didn't think he'd be organized enough to execute. I think it's natural to compete in life, just like in politics. What do you think of what appears to be a competition between these two men?
Well, it's terrible for Joe Biden, who's already failing and flailing in all the polls, the handling of the issues, the personal attributes, the overall job approval, the ability, the agility, the acuity, just the capacity to do the job. When you overlay that with the most popular Democrat, Barack Obama, and his, quote, people going after his former number two, it's bad for this. It's bad for this fall. I think that President Biden, it seems to me President Obama has been distancing himself from Biden for a long time. Remember, he told the Democrat famously, major newspapers reported at the time, don't underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to screw this up. He used a different word, but I'll say screw it up. And he also told him when Joe Biden was thinking of running, Joe, you don't need to do this. The New York Times reported that back in 2019, and nobody has since denied it 5 years later. So I think rivalries could be healthy, but it's very odd to me that President Obama wouldn't want his former vice president to succeed and to say, hey, Joe Biden is running the third term of Obama-Biden. That's not true. States that Obama-Biden carried twice, like Florida, North Carolina, Iowa, Ohio, are gone. They are much more ruby red now. And President Trump carried them twice, probably would, I think, would again the third time. So for all the people who say, I think Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, the Obama people are running the White House, I disagree. Joe Biden's running the White House.
Yep.
And you see why President Obama is trying to distance himself. Last point, we have one president at a time when it comes to foreign policy and national security. Even during the transition, after Trump won and while Obama was still president, I was on TV daily saying we have one president at a time. President Obama is still the commander-in-chief. He tried to be respectful and deferential. What is President Obama doing at Downing Street? If he really wants to help with crises and chaos around the globe that his former vice president has helped to add to, he should be talking about Ukraine or Israel, or he should be in Haiti. He's at Downing Street.
Or make a trip to the White House. Kellyanne, thank you. We'll speak again very soon. Kellyanne Conway, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.